Okay, Alan. So you were eliminated, unfortunately, last night on Survivor because, Sneaky Joe played that hidden immunity idol and got you out. First off, did you guys have any idea he was holding that thing in his pocket? Was that even a remote possibility?
I think it crossed Ashley's mind the most. It crossed my mind, but I think, at that point in the game, I think levels of tolerance for Joe were so low in terms of what we could deal with. I think no matter if he had the idol or not, we had to go with the fact that hopefully he doesn't. We got to vote for him anyway, and I think that's where we were at. I don't think I thought he had it. I don't think I thought he had it. And Ashley, it was kind of in her mind. Devin definitely didn't think he had it. And, fortunate enough for his game, he did have it. And, I ended up going home because of it.
Why do you think that Joe and Desi ended up voting for you instead of voting for Ashley? Joe actually said openly they were going to vote Ashley out because she was the weakest link.
Yeah, I don't think Desi had a choice. That's one. And two, I think Joe saw me as a threat. I think Joe was intimidated by me. I think that for Joe to operate the way he wants to operate, he needs a sense of control in the tribe. And I think that in the tribe, for me to be gone, he can kind of gain that sense of control, especially because he has Desi under his wing. And I don't know if that's going to change now that he doesn't have the idol. Devin is kind of, slow play. Devin kind of rides the waves of his game right now, so he's not too aggressive or assertive. And then Ashley, he controls Ashley by just the sense of fear, I guess, if she's remaining by herself. So I think, me being by myself is a complete different story from Ashley being by herself. So I think, that's probably what he was seeing, and that's probably was his goal in terms of getting me out.
And speaking of Devin, his vote got taken away from him. Do you think if he did get to vote, would he have voted with you and Ashley to get out Joe, or would he have joined up with the other guys?
Oh, absolutely. There's no question in my mind. And, hey, one day we'll have to find out, and I might be wrong, but there's no question in my mind that I think Devin was with me and Ashley in terms of getting rid of Joe. Like I said, he was on everyone's nerves, I think, and it was pretty obvious that everybody wanted him to go.
And your parting words after you were eliminated was that you wanted to give credit to Joe and Desi because they played a heck of a game. What specifically was it that they did that impressed you?
Actually, sometimes you have to learn how to lose, and I lost. I don't think, if we can give credit, the credit I can give him is finding an idol. That saved his game. And, I don't know if that's luck, and I don't know if that's a skill. So that to me is they obviously did something I didn't do, and they found the idol. I didn't find one, so they played a better game than me because they're still there and I'm not. So you got to give credit when the credit is due. And like I said, I don't respect anything they did about their game, but he found an idol. So there has to be some line of credit given to him, regardless of how you look at it, whether it's luck, whether it was a skill, there's some line of credit.
Is that something you learned by playing in the NFL, learning how to lose graciously?
Yeah, I think, what I think is more so, instead of losing graciously, I think it's more so the fact that when you play the game on Sundays, if you go out there and you play to the best of your ability, you do all you can, you leave it all out there, you can walk away if you lose to say, you know what, they just played a better game today, and I can rest in the fact that I did everything I could, but they were the better team today. And when you look at it, he played obviously a better game because he found an idol. So he put more effort into doing that, or whatever he did to find it, and that whatever journey he had to get it, he got it. And so I can say that, I'm not displeased with the game I played. I had a blast playing the game I played. I enjoyed every minute of it. No matter how you view it, I had a good time. I left it all out there, and I had a lot more in the tank. I think that's, if I can regret anything, that's probably what I regret the most, is not pushing myself as far as I could. And like I said, when you walk away knowing you did the best you could, how can you be mad about that?
And we have to talk about the idol strip search from episode 1. You were worried there was a power couple between Ashley and JP, and I think you may have been right about that. And
I'm sorry, you got muffled a little bit. I'm sorry.
I was saying that I think you may be right about Ashley and JP having that power couple, and by kind of instigating the whole strip search thing, you really put it was kind of an evil genius move that you did by shining the spotlight on this couple. Walk us through that moment, because it's definitely one of the more talked about moments of this season.
Yeah, well, thank you. A lot of people don't respect it, the move that I made. And some people look at it as obnoxious and any other. I've heard every angle. But for me, I think, I definitely sensed something about the two. I definitely think they had a secret that they were keeping from everyone else in the tribe. And for me, my thing is, initially I don't think I would have been as eager to throw them out there like I did if they hadn't led me and everyone else to believe, or me and Ben to believe, that there was a core four. And if you say it's a core four, I feel like we should all be equal partners in that. But I sensed that they were trying to grow stronger within our four, which if you're stronger within our four, what makes you stronger within our tribe. So I wanted to nip that in the bud. So for me, it was kind of like, I need to make everybody aware of what's going on. If they're not paying attention, they need to be paying attention. And regardless of what's going on, you guys are going to stop immediately once I draw some attention to it. So as things got rolling, it's kind of like, well, let me throw a little more sugar on top and say you got an idol. Okay, well, let me throw a little bit more and say you're a power couple. So as I went, I just kept, if you give an artist a pen, they're going to create. And they gave me a blank slate, and I just rolled with it. And I think it went from an idea in my head to me actually using it for the betterment of my game. And that's kind of what I did. And I had to roll with it at the punches. Now, when he got naked, I didn't ask him to do that. I didn't expect it to go that far. I really didn't. But, hey, if you're getting naked for a reason. Now, why? Is it because you're trying to hide something, or is it because you're really trying to clear your name? It could be viewed either way. Some people don't go to that extreme if they're not lying, but you go to that extreme, it says something. So it depends on how you view it. And I just wanted everybody in the tribe to see, hey, there's something going on.
And when you're watching it all play out on TV, did you feel vindicated? Like, I was right about JP and Ashley. They did have a special bond.
I haven't felt vindicated just yet. It's kind of like I'm getting there. It's like, well, I feel better now that they're showing, because at first they made it seem like I was just bugging out. You know what I mean? And like I was just wigging out, and which is cool. It didn't bother me because I know that, it's hard to fit 24 hours into an hour episode, or, 72 hours into an hour episode. So it's kind of like, they had me looking like I was wigging out, but after it got going, it's like, okay, they're showing a little bit in pieces that, hey, these two are closer. Alan was seeing something. So hopefully it comes full circle eventually, and people see that I wasn't completely just out of my mind and I was actually playing the game.
Let's say that the tribes didn't get mixed up this week and that all of your heroes had stuck together. Who do you think was the next one to go home between Chrissy, Ben, JP, and Ashley, or you? Who do you think was heading home next?
I think it was JP. I know me and Ben had talks about, who we wanted to keep in the game and who we wanted to get rid of. And, I think, and they don't show it enough, and hopefully it'll come in to light, that I think Ben and Chrissy were gaining more trust for me because they were seeing what I was saying about JP and Ashley. So me and Ben had talks about who was better and who we didn't. Now, Chrissy didn't want Ashley there. Chrissy didn't really like Ashley. Chrissy wanted JP going. Ben wanted JP going, I believe. And we talked about it because if you watch it, JP's addition to the game is not really there. So it's questions about who he is as a game player. And I think that is what he's great around camp. He adds a lot, but it's just questions about his gameplay. And I think, people were kind of questioning that. And we'll see how it plays out if they continue to question that. But those were the questions when they arose, and that's kind of why I think JP was probably the next one out if we had to stay together.
Very interesting. So last question here. Of all the people left, I think there's 14 people left. Who are you personally rooting for to win the $1 million?
Oh, my guy, Ben. And that's the hands down. No question. I definitely want to see Ben at the end. If I could have it my way, I would say I want to see the final two to be Ben and Chrissy if I had it my way. But hands down, I'm pulling for Ben, no doubt. Like I said, I got to spend a lot of time with that guy, and I think he's an amazing person. Character-wise, I think he's outside of the game. Everybody plays the game differently, and you got to lead the game where it is. You got to do what you got to do to get the win, and I believe in that. But outside of that, I think character-wise, I just think he's a great guy. I think from what he's told me, he's a good husband, good father. I definitely want to see him win.
Awesome. Well, thanks for chatting with us, Alan. We will maybe see you at the reunion show in a couple months here.
Sounds good, man. Thanks for having me.